help. So I turned to the place where I think most of us go now. We're looking for answers, the internet. So I went to Google and I typed in there how to give a great best man speech. So in doing that, I got some notes here that I have for you to kind of walk me through it. So the first one is to stay sober. And I have to tell you that when Brian told me that I was going to go at 7 o'clock, I was good. So I knew that we were going to be covered on that one. So the second part, I need to open up by expressing gratitude. So I want to thank everyone for coming here. I know that when Brian told me that he was going to do a destination wedding, I didn't really anticipate it to be Lawrence, Kansas, but this will work. This will work. So you guys put so much effort into this wedding. It was a beautiful ceremony up on the 5th floor. It means so much to everybody that you guys all came here to support these guys. So lots of people here. Thank you very much for making that trip. I'm supposed to talk about the groom and all of his outstanding attributes and how he is such a great guy. All right, so we're going to tell a story, which is the next step to make a connection for the groom. So if you don't know Brian very well, and I think most of you here do, he's probably had the worst luck of anyone in the entire world. It started at a very young age. He had 2 hernia surgeries by the age of 10. I know people that have had 1. That's kind of runs in the family, but to have 2 at that time was pretty unlucky. His father pulled out 2 teeth at a very young age as well, trying to just pull 1 out. So that one didn't work out, but that's okay. Brian had his cheekbone fractured at a very young age as well, trying to catch a curveball thrown by myself. Completely missed it, fractured his cheekbone. And that seemed to kind of be a theme, anyway, the older that he got. Cracking a tooth, eating a Starburst, is that right? And that required, I believe, several hours of dental surgery. So, some unlock there. On New Year's Eve, is that what it was? He had a tree fall on his car, a tree, of all things, fall on his car in Kansas City. He found a snake in the attic in Kansas City. And I think there were some people here actually that were trying to get that snake out and they struggled in doing it. I know that he called several times that, Stephen, you should see this thing. I swear it's 8 feet long. And the guys pulled it out. I think it was really a 2 or 3 foot snake. So, and then you also obviously just went through a terrible storm down in Oklahoma in your first season down there. So you've had some bad luck. There's no doubt about it. But I think I've always told you that you can't miss them all, and that the law of averages eventually will play itself out. So I don't think you realize that when New Kids on the Block announced their reunion tour back in Wichita, that was actually going to be a life-changing moment for you. So as luck would have it, Brian does what most Schulte men do when we're out on occasions. We tend to drink a little bit and kind of make an ass of ourselves. But fortunately for Brian, there was somebody sitting right behind him that caught the eye, and that was Amanda. So little would you know that a concert like that would bring you 2 together, and that's how you met. So I think that's fantastic. I just hope that his luck doesn't pass on down, and so on and so on. So hopefully it ends here, but I don't know if it will or not. But Brian, I can't tell you how proud I am of you. We've gone through so much together. Unfortunately for you, a lot of it was at your expense. But I guess that's what happens when you're the younger brother of the most popular kid in school. So it's kind of to be expected. But out of all the tough times and the adversity that you've gone through, it's made you be the person that you are. And I've never met anybody that said a bad thing about you. And I don't know of anybody else in here that has a tribute video on YouTube about him as well. Brian Smiles. What a great video that was. It's only got 298 hits, so please go on there and take a look at it. There's not very many. But now, you're such a great man, and I'll be your 4-ball partner anytime you ask. I'll be your caddy whenever you want. I'll play in the jamboree. And I can't tell you how honored I am to be the best man at my best friend's wedding. So, not done yet. Number 5 is I got to end with a quote. So, and I thought this was a really good one. Marriage isn't about finding that person you can live with. It's about finding that person you can't live without. And I know that Brian's found that in Amanda, so I think that's great. So, without further ado, my final key to a great best man speech is to raise your glass and give a toast. So, to Brian and Amanda, a lifelong of happiness, love, and good luck. Cheers. And now I'll hand off to Sarah, the maid of honor.